What's up, world? You're tuned into 423 FM. You already know we've got you covered with your daily dose of celebrity drama. Now let's get into it. Hey, what is up, you guys, and welcome back to the 423. If you were online at all yesterday, then there's no doubt that you saw at least a little bit of what went down between Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun, and let me tell you, there's a lot. If you're not already familiar with Scooter, he's a huge manager in the music game and is probably most known for discovering Justin Bieber, but he also manages Kanye West, Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, and some more really big names beyond that. So this whole ordeal that I'm about to get into started on Sunday, June 30th, when it was announced that Ithaca Holdings LLC, a media company led by Scooter Braun, reached a deal to acquire Big Machine label group for $300 million. In said deal, Scooter and his company will gain a roster of country and pop artists currently signed to the label, plus the 6 albums that Taylor Swift has released to date. Taylor first signed with Big Machine when she was 15 years old back in 2005, but she became a free agent last year and struck a new long-term deal with Republic Records. So she isn't personally a part of this new deal, but ownership of her previous recordings remains with Big Machine in perpetuity, so Scooter and his company now own these masters. After this news was released, Taylor took to her Tumblr page, of all places, to write a long response to Scooter's new business deal and her involvement in it. She started it off with a post from Justin Bieber's Instagram page, which is a screenshot from a FaceTime conversation with Scooter and Kanye, and Taylor wrote, "This is Scooter Braun bullying me on social media when I was at my lowest point. He's about to own all of the music I've ever made." And here's what she wrote in her post. "For years I asked, pleaded for a chance to own my own work. Instead, I was given an opportunity to sign back up to Big Machine Records and earn one album back at a time, one for every new one I turned in. I walked away because I knew once I signed that contract, Scott Borchetta would sell the label, thereby selling me and my future. I had to make the excruciating choice to leave behind my past, music I wrote on my bedroom floor, and videos I dreamed up and paid for from the money I earned playing in bars, then clubs, then arenas, then stadiums." Some fun facts about today's news. I learned about Scooter Braun's purchase of my masters as it was announced to the world. All I could think about was the incessant, manipulative bullying I've received at his hand for years. Like when Kim Kardashian orchestrated an illegally recorded snippet of a phone call to be leaked, and then Scooter got his 2 clients together to bully me online about it. See photo. Or when his client, Kanye West, organized a revenge porn music video which strips my body naked. Now Scooter has stripped me of my life's work that I wasn't given an opportunity to buy. Essentially, my musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it. This is my worst case scenario. This is what happens when you sign a deal at 15 to someone for whom the term loyalty is clearly just a contractual concept. And when that man says music has value, he means its value is beholden to men who had no part in creating it. When I left my masters in Scott's hands, I made peace with the fact that eventually he would sell them. Never in my worst nightmares did I imagine the buyer would be Scooter. Anytime Scott Borchetta has heard the word Scooter Braun escape my lips, it was when I was either crying or trying not to. He knew what he was doing, they both did. Controlling a woman who didn't want to be associated with them in perpetuity. That means forever. Thankfully, I am now signed to a label that believes I should own anything I create. Thankfully, I left my past in Scott's hands and not my future. And hopefully, young artists or kids with musical dreams will read this and learn about how to better protect themselves in a negotiation. You deserve to own the art you make. I will always be proud of my past work, but for a healthier option, Lover will be out August 23rd. Sad and grossed out, broken heart emoji, Taylor. So clearly, Taylor isn't happy with this deal and not only claims that Scooter's been bullying her for years, but that she had no idea about this entire thing until the articles that we as the public all saw came out online. I want to be thorough in breaking this situation down, but I also don't want this video to be 30 minutes long, so I'm going to try to get you guys all the facts as concisely as possible so you can form your own opinion. Before we get into how some people close to the situation responded to this, let's first go through everything Taylor said here and look at whether or not she's telling the whole truth. First, Taylor claims she learned about Scooter's purchase of her masters as it was announced to the world. This could be very true, but what a lot of sources are saying, and told Variety, contradicts that. At least 3 insiders say Borchetta, the founder of her former label, sent a message to Taylor letting her know that the Wall Street Journal would be publishing a story on Sunday morning announcing the deal, to which she did not respond. On top of that, Taylor's dad owns a minority share in Big Machine, which leads most people to believe that he would have known about this deal as it was happening. Moving on, Taylor claims that in order to get back her masters, she would have had to sign again with Big Machine, which is why she left all of her music behind. According to insiders, she had 2 separate opportunities to buy back her masters and denied both, though her team denies this. It does seem weird, though, if Big Machine was willing to sell all of Taylor's masters plus their entire roster for $300 million, that she couldn't just buy the label herself. Back in 2018, Forbes reported her net worth as $320 million, so it's safe to assume that she has the money, plus just her masters without the label, if they were willing to sell to her as they claim, has to have been even cheaper. Now, let's get into the bullying allegations. First of all, it's safe to say that none of what she brought up regarding Kanye and Kim and their interactions had anything to do with Scooter. For all she knows, behind the scenes, he could have been telling Kanye not to do whatever it is that Taylor considers bullying, which his wife vouches for, and I'll get into that later. Taylor writes in her post that Kim Kardashian orchestrated an illegally recorded snippet of a phone call to be leaked, later saying that Kanye organized a revenge porn music video which strips her body naked. Here she's referring to Kanye's song Famous from 2016, where he says, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous." While she's obviously already famous in 2009 when she won her MTV Award for Best Female Video, Kanye stealing the mic and saying Beyonce should have won is arguably the biggest boost her career could have gotten. And people still talk about that situation to this day. But that's not even the point. Once Kanye's album came out and everyone heard the song, Taylor took this opportunity to speak out, saying that she was hurt by the line and someone else shouldn't take credit for her accomplishments. And in this situation, she ended up making a fool of herself when later, Kim Kardashian leaked the phone call between Kanye and Taylor, where Swift explicitly approves of him using the line, thanks him for asking her first, and even says it's a compliment. Taylor bringing this scenario up as a jab at Scooter Braun doesn't make sense because he wasn't even managing Kanye at the time, so it really shouldn't have anything to do with her current story of why Scooter bullied her. Now let's get into her other bullying claims and some responses from the people involved. The first response to this whole ordeal came from Justin Bieber, who addresses the screenshot from the beginning of Taylor's post, where she claimed that Scooter basically orchestrated this Instagram post for Kanye and Bieber to get together to make fun of Taylor. Justin denies Scooter's involvement completely as he posted an old photo of him and Taylor, writing, "Hey Taylor, first of all, I would like to apologize for posting that hurtful Instagram post. At the time I thought it was funny, but looking back it was distasteful and insensitive. I have to be honest though, it was my caption and post that I screenshotted of Scooter and Kanye that said, 'Taylor Swift, what up?' He didn't have anything to do with it and wasn't even a part of the conversation. In all actuality, he was the person who told me not to joke like that. Scooter has had your back since the days you graciously let me open up for you. As the years have passed, we haven't crossed paths and gotten to communicate our differences, hurts, or frustrations. So for you to take it to social media and get people to hate on Scooter isn't fair. What were you trying to accomplish by posting that blog? Seems to me like it was to get sympathy. You also knew that in posting that your fans would go and bully Scooter. Anyway, one thing I know is both Scooter and I love you. I feel like the only way to resolve conflict is through communication. So banter back and forth online I don't believe solves anything. I'm sure Scooter and I would love to talk to you and resolve any conflict, pain, or any feelings that need to be addressed. Neither Scooter or I have anything negative to say about you. We truly want the best for you. I usually don't rebuttal things like this, but when you try and deface someone I love's character, that's crossing a line." So, regarding both the leaked phone calls and Justin's Instagram post, whether you consider those things to be bullying or not, just because these people are Scooter's clients, doesn't mean he had anything personally to do with it. And that's where his wife's response comes in. As of now, Scooter himself hasn't responded to Taylor or any of this drama, but his wife Yael decided to speak up on his behalf, and here's what she wrote. "I've never been one for a public airing of laundry, but when you attack my husband, here we go. Let's start with Taylor Swift, then let's get the facts straight. You were given the opportunity to own your masters, you passed. Interesting that the man you're so grossed out by believed in you more than you believe in yourself. Your dad is a shareholder and was notified, and Borchetta personally told you before this came out, so no, you didn't find out with the world. And girl, who are you to talk about bullying? The world has watched you collect and drop friends like wilted flowers. My husband is anything but a bully. He spent his life standing up for people and causes he believes in. Beyond that, it's easy to see that the point of putting this out was to get people to bully him. You're supposed to be a role model, but continue to model bullying. He's a manager, not God. He cannot control the actions of other humans, even ones he manages. Don't blame him because Kim caught you in a lie. It's embarrassing, I know, but adults own up to their mistakes. We learn and grow from them. We don't divert, blame, and blur the lines of reality to suit our needs. What you haven't seen is what happens behind closed doors when he has supported and stood up for you, when he has challenged his clients to be kind or be quiet, when he has reached an olive branch out to you on numerous occasions. Scooter, was so excited to work and build with you. How embarrassing this temper tantrum is because you didn't get your way. He believes in and supports you. I sincerely hope you can learn to love and believe in yourself the way my husband does. Lastly, if you think he can control his clients, please control your fans. Leave our personal life and kids out of this. You don't understand yet what line that crosses, but one day you will. And I hope you have the dignity, class, and kindness to leave your fans out of this and have an open discussion. Tumblr can't fix this, a phone call can. So she reiterates the same things we heard before from Variety insiders, that Taylor was aware of this deal prior and had the chance to buy back her masters. Yael insists that Taylor doesn't know what goes on behind closed doors, so she can't speak on Scooter's clients bullying her and act like those are his faults, as if his clients aren't their own people, just like her fans who are now quote-unquote bullying Scooter and their family. And now on to responses from Big Machine themselves. Eric Logan, a member of the Big Machine Board of Directors, also responded to the situation on his Twitter page, claiming that Taylor is manipulating the facts and that she's the one who is a bully for blasting Scooter on her enormous platform. He then linked to an article on Big Machine's website, which is a post from Scott Borchetta, the man in question throughout this whole ordeal who founded Big Machine. In his post, he reiterates what we've already heard here a few times. Number 1, Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, is a shareholder in Big Machine Records and was alerted of the deal on Thursday, June 20th. He goes on to say that out of courtesy, he personally texted Taylor at 9:06 p.m. Saturday, June 29th, to inform her prior to the story breaking on the morning of Sunday, June 30th, so she could hear the news directly from him. He then attaches screenshots of a document from a deal him and Taylor were negotiating as her contract expired last year, which shows that 100% of all of her assets were to be transferred to Taylor immediately upon signing the new agreement, contradicting her story that she would have to earn them back one album at a time. He also says that Taylor knew how close him and Scooter are, and he was never aware of any ill will, besides some problems between Taylor and Justin Bieber. He goes on to say that Scooter was always positive regarding Taylor and personally reached out to see if she would participate during Ariana Grande's Manchester concert and for some Parkland merch, but Taylor declined both times. He then shares the text Taylor sent him on November 19th of 2018 when she was informing him that she would be signing with another label, in which she writes, "Owning my masters was very important to me, but I've since realized that there are things that mean even more to me in the bigger picture. I had a choice whether to bet on my past or to bet on my future, and I think knowing me, you can guess which one I chose." And following that, he shares this text that he sent to Taylor yesterday, informing her that the deal with Scooter would be going public today. So obviously there is a boatload of information here, and a lot of it is conflicting. Many people are pointing to Taylor's dad being a shareholder, while her reps maintain their stance that he didn't take part in a phone call where this specific news was passed down. Either way, it does seem like Taylor knew about the deal beforehand, at least from Scott's text the night before. Now that we've got out all the facts here, I'll get into my opinion on the whole thing. So if you're one of those people who's going to be angry in my comments for me giving an opinion, you're welcome to get off the ride here. Listen, I'm not going to pretend to be unbiased here. I don't like Taylor Swift. And the reason I don't like her has nothing to do with her music and everything to do with her always reacting to situations exactly like this. She is constantly getting caught in lies, like when she was outraged over Kanye putting her name in a song, only to be exposed for approving the line in a phone call with him months prior. I really do have sympathy for people like Taylor who sign record deals when they're young and don't know any better, and end up signing their entire life away. But all of the evidence across all sides here supports the idea that she had every opportunity to get her masters back if that's what she really wanted. I think it's so easy for someone like her to call bullying and get her fans to start caping for her without a second thought, but this girl has really been playing victim her entire career. To base her argument that Scooter is constantly bullying her on only things his clients have done is irresponsible and just shows she really doesn't have a leg to stand on. I don't blame her for being emotional that her masters were purchased by someone other than her, but I don't think Scooter should be the target of her anger here. To me, it sounds like Taylor just wanted her label to gift her with those masters and leave business and money by the wayside, but that's just not how this works. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But of course, I want to know how you guys feel about this. Do you think that Taylor has any grounds to say that Scooter Braun has been bullying her, or are her masters being purchased just a part of the business? And do you think that she's lying about not knowing about this deal until the news broke on the internet? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments, subscribe to the 423 for more videos, and if you like this one, just give it a quick thumbs up. That is it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.